Is AI going to replace the author? No, of course it isn't. Because there's one thing that an AI does not have that people do have, and that is an imagination. But what is the role of AI probably going to be going forward when it comes to writing? Should you use it as a writer? Well, I do. I use it quite extensively through various parts of the process for a variety of different reasons. I don't know if I have ADHD, but I do have a lot of problems with having scatterbrain syndrome, getting going off on tangents and losing track of what I'm wanting to do, getting frustrated and quitting. And that's where an AI like ChatGPT or my preferred tool for actual writing, Sudowrite, comes into play. They help me stay on track. So, is AI going to take away the role of the author? Is it just going to do the work for someone? Can you actually just push a button and get a novel that's any good? No, because you have to direct it. It is an assistant. It is your mechanical co-author, assistant brainstorming buddy. It isn't going to take away your agency. It isn't going to make you less of an author. It's a tool to help you get from an idea to a finished novel, a story, with as little pain and writer's block and all the things that get in the way as possible. That is what AI is good for. It isn't going to take the place of having an imagination. It can't do that. You have to direct it. Okay? So let me give you an example. Let's say you're brand new to the whole thing of writing. You want to write a story, but you're not sure where to start. All you have maybe is a genre that you enjoy. Let's say that you really like dark fantasy. Okay? That's all you know. You'd like to write a story, and you like dark fantasy. But you don't know where to go from there. Well, you could sit around and try to come up with ideas for a year, 2 years, and never actually start writing anything because, well, I can always do it tomorrow. No. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes today. And if you don't start at some point, then you're never going to. You have to make that decision to start. And it all starts with an idea. So let me show you how quickly you can get an idea using ChatGPT for free. Okay? Give me some dark. It helps if you type properly. Story ideas. And it'll take a moment and it'll start generating some ideas. And it's intelligent enough to know that you don't just want regurgitated ideas. It's going to try to give you something that you could actually write a story about. Now, because I gave it a very broad, generic prompt, it isn't going to give me anything with much detail. But what you want, my 3 tools that I always start with, are ChatGPT, a WordPad doc it's there for notes, and the website Fantasy Name Generators, because there's no reason to get hung up on trying to find the perfect name. There's no such thing as the perfect name. There's only the name that you like that fits the story, okay? So then what you do is you go through and you find something you like. Let's say the River of Teeth. A river runs through a starving kingdom. Fish no longer swim in it, instead it is filled with teeth. When a fisher drags up a jawbone the size of a house, rumors spread that something ancient is chewing its way towards the capital, and the fisher realizes the river is not a river at all, but a mouth. Makes no damn sense. Let's find something else. When the dead begin crawling out of the graves demanding justice, only the kingdom's gravedigger seems to be able to calm them. But the monarch orders all graves sealed shut, trapping the restless dead inside. Caught between both sides, the gravedigger becomes the only chance to avoid a war between the living and the unliving. Okay, we can take this and build on it. So what you do, you say, I like this idea. This is interesting. I would like to write this story. Or maybe you say, okay, I don't like all of it, but I do like this one part. Well, you take that, and then you look through the rest of them. Thank you very much for the sirens outside being noisy, if you hear those. A necromancer grows soldiers from seeds planted in a massive orchard of bones. When a single bone tree begins producing children instead of warriors, the necromancer panics. Okay? Coastal City keeps thousands of floating lanterns on its bay, each one containing the soul of a saint who drowned trying to save the city from a curse. When a lantern cracks and a saint escapes, the city begins to change, and the lighthouse keeper is tasked with dragging the renegade soul back before it brings the rest with it, okay? During the festival, masks are worn to hide from shadow creatures that hunt the living. This year, the masks begin moving, following people home, whispering secrets, demanding to be worn. One thief steals a mask that shouldn't exist and learns it belongs to the first shadow ever created. Wolfpack devoured names. City that worships the last candle. The sun has gone out. Okay, so none of the rest of these are really speaking to me. So what you do is you find one thing that you like, and if you don't find one thing you like, then you tweak your prompt, you look through all the results and decide, okay, I didn't like this one, this one, this one, and this one because of this reason, and then you try a new prompt asking it to exclude something or add something, but let's go with this. The dead are crawling out of their graves demanding justice. Only the kingdom's gravedigger seems to be able to calm them. Okay, so this is the first little seed. Is there anything we can add to this? Well, we can start by adding a name. And let's just go with real names, historic. Let's go with royal. Okay, I clicked on this. Aldous. Okay, only the kingdom's gravedigger. Only one gravedigger in the entire kingdom. The kingdom's head gravedigger, or the royal gravedigger. Sure. And this isn't meant to be taken seriously. I'm literally just doing this quickly to show you how you can get an idea. So, usually at this point I would go ahead and delete that and say, give me some plot ideas building on this premise. And it'll go again. And this is where you go through and you look and see what of these ideas or bits and pieces of them do I like. And that's where you start. That is how you start writing your first novel, with the help of AI. Okay? It isn't taking away your imagination, it's a way to brainstorm. If you don't know where to start and you're stuck in that loop of going, I want to write a story, I don't know what I want to write about. Well, I guess I'll try something else later. I'll wait for that perfect spark of inspiration that may never come. You need something to ignite it in your brain. And you can use an AI to very quickly get lots of ideas that you can then take little bits and pieces of them perhaps. And then you find that spark of inspiration that goes, yes, this is the story I want to tell. Okay? You know, you are the one guiding the AI the entire step of or every step of the way. It is still your story. It's just helping you. It's an assistant. It's a tool. It isn't replacing you. Okay? So, sure, there's always going to be some people, I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this, the fear of infringing, of stealing from other people their ideas. But realistically, when you write a story, anybody who writes a story has built up their own toolbox of storytelling tools based on what they have consumed. There is ex nihilo ex fit. Nothing comes from nothing. There are no new ideas. There are only new twists on ideas that have already existed. Okay? Pick your cliche, your metaphor, your euphemism, whatever. It's all relatively true. Okay? The AI is not going to steal from somebody else unless you make it steal from somebody else. Okay? The people who want to make money from these tools, these AI tools, know better than to try to get into a pissing contest with the lawyers of people who have a lot more money than they probably do. Or at the very least, would be able to make very good cases against them if they allowed this to happen. So they build in safeguards. They don't want to get sued. And neither do you. So unless you are deliberately trying to make an AI steal, it's not actually stealing. It is learning, machine learning, but it is learning from other sources, the exact same way that a person does. Okay? Well, not exactly the same way. Again, there are vast differences between how a machine works, even one that's kind of a smart machine, versus how a human mind works. So, just to reiterate, unless you deliberately try to make it rip somebody off, it is not going to. Okay? It's very important. So, just a little recap. Is AI going to take away the role of the author? No. Does using an AI make you a bad person? No. Does it mean that you're not a storyteller? No. Is it stealing? No. Not unless you force it to. And can it help you? Absolutely yes. If there is any step between that desire to write and actually writing and finishing and publishing, it can help you. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all the good YouTube stuff, and leave a comment if you have any questions or other topics you'd like me to cover, anything else you'd like me to talk about, and I will do my best to get in touch with everybody in the comments, reply, and again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Later.